If there has been one thing that we can all agree on in the fitness industry as a quality exercise, are the lateral band walks. Wait a minute. Do we all agree on that? So a lot of times you're like, in your daily life, when do I actually walk sideways? But it's not always about the movement inside that plane of motion. It's about resisting that plane of motion. So I got a little pop quiz for you. If we were to be playing Jeopardy and you're like, I will take human movement for 200, please, Cory. And then the question will be, what movement pattern is a series of alternating controlled falls? And you got that music playing, and all of a sudden you're like, what is walking? Ding, ding, ding. You're right. You're absolutely right. So with walking, having to resist that frontal plane of motion. So every time I take that step forward, yes, you're thinking about that falling forward that you're controlling. Your body is bracing and absorbing as you're walking. And now my body posture is in a little bit of an unstable environment. And I kind of have this ability to sway side to side. So where the glute strength comes in and where we try to train, whether we're thinking about it or not, with these lateral band walks, is the fact that when we're walking sideways, we're building that lateral strength so we can resist that plane of motion when we don't want to work in it. Now that's number one. But what I've been finding out now here, especially as we're diving deeper and deeper into the MIM universe, is lateral band walks might be fine. It's the execution that could be a problem. You know, sometimes we get lateral band walks going and we say, hey, do 1,000 that way and 1,000 back this way. Can you get quality with that high volume? I don't think so. And the other thing we find out is that people kind of get sloppy. That they, all of a sudden, they're waving their arms around. They're kind of going like a teapot. You know, they're tipping out back and forth. When actually we should be very stable. So without getting too deep in an anatomical world, we have all these different lines in our body, these anatomical slings, these kinetic chains. There's actually not a physical line in your body, but there's a series of muscles that connect, and that connection is very important for the sequence of movement patterns. So we're just doing a lateral step. So what we're going to have you do is you're just going to shift all your weight to the one side, and you really have to settle into that planted foot, so you're sinking into the ground. And we're simply going to let one leg go out. Now, simply, but not easily, because I have to maintain my posture. I don't want to fall into that. So that's what we find. Some people will try to take too big of a step. So when I take too big of a step, I lose my center of mass and it goes tumbling down. I might lean to the other side. I might twist through the shoulders. And this whole exercise is about not rotating. We want to keep our shoulders and hips squared with the wall in front of us. The other thing that we find out, and this is actually very important, is the knee collapse. So as I take that step to the side, that opposite knee will collapse because I'm not very stable. So what are a few things that I can do to clean this up? I'm glad you asked. We can throw a mini band around your legs, right? The mini band's not there for resistance, it's for feedback. So as I'm taking that step and I'm pulling the band apart, how that band wants to pull that knee in, now that knee has to, through that strong foot, stay more stable. And that might tell you how far you should be stepping. Because there's the how far you should step and how far you think you should step. The other thing we've learned, right, is we know that when we want to connect our whole core, everything from the top to the bottom, the nose to the toes, it's the lats, your upper back, that's connected to the glutes. What's the best way that we can make that even more stable? How about an ultimate sandbag? Throw that bag up in that front-loaded position. Now all of a sudden, as you're pulling that bag in tight to your body and you're taking that step, we've created so much more stability through the core that you're able to move more efficiently. And it's not about high volume here. It's about slow. It's about focus. It's about finding out where your center is and being aware of your environment. And then we can take that to different exercises. We can go ahead and we can actually take that step and we can start shifting our weight over to the other side. As simple as that sounds, you keep that low center of mass. All of a sudden, when you shift over to that other side, we're going to shift everything to that side now that other foot becomes what we like to call empty. And I can take that foot and I can effortlessly just bring it in, and there's been no movement in my body. So being able to be aware of that is going to build you a stronger foundation. It's going to help you in exercises in the gym. Lunges, beautiful. We've got squats. Those are going to help. Your hip hinges, your deadlifts, your kettlebell swings. All of this is going to work for your advantage. And things outside the gym. You mentioned walking, running. Maybe you're trying skiing for the first time this year. What a great way to get that lateral stability as you're going downhill. Just a little food for thought, okay? Let's take it down a little bit. Let's make it more accessible for people. Let's not try to survive the exercises. Let us, my friends, thrive from these exercises. And until the next time, you're welcome.